Hey friends, we're now on our discussion about Easter, and we've been talking about some dishes to have, and I've shared some of my ideas, and one of the things that I've shared is my chicken and dressing casserole. So it's your chicken, your gravy, your dressing all in one dish, and I'll serve that along with a spiral ham on Easter, but this is just a really nice casserole. My daddy hated casseroles, and if you said the word casserole, he wouldn't even try it. So we always just called this chicken and dressing. Okay, but it's very simple. There's some steps to it. So we're going to start off with getting our gravy going first, okay? And it's very simple. Let me get a spoon. I have 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, okay? Sometimes I use both cans, sometimes I don't. It really depends on how much chicken I have. But I go ahead and do 2 because it's better to have too much than not enough. Okay. All right, get my milk. I'm using whole milk. Let's do a half a can of milk, okay? So that was 2 cans of cream of chicken and a half a can of milk, half a soup can of milk. And I used whole milk. I'm gonna put this on the stove to start heating up. The next thing I'm going to do is start preparing our topping for our casserole. And that is going to consist of some Pepperidge Farm dressing pack. I use the seasoned. You can use the plain if you like, or just the cornbread, but I like the seasoned. I have 2 stalks of diced celery and 1 medium onion diced. I'm going to put this in a skillet with a stick of butter, and we're going to saute this. So I'm going to just get this on the range, heating up also. All right, now, this Pepperidge Farm, I don't think I have enough. This was a partial bag, so you will probably need a full bag. So this step that I'm doing right now, you probably will not have to do. But in case you ever are preparing dressing or anything like that and you need extra breading or extra dressing, I just toasted 2 pieces of bread. Let it cool off. And now I'm just dicing it up, just to give me a few more, little more breading in there. Let's see, can you? This is a really good crowd pleaser, this casserole is. Kids like it, adults like it, everybody likes it. So I'm gonna add that to my stuffing. So again, you will need a full bag of Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix, okay? Which is about what this came up to, okay? Let me rinse this off. Okay, so we've got our gravy going on the stove. It's heating up. We'll have to add some salt and pepper to it, to your taste, whatever you like. We have our vegetables sauteing, and I have just got my dressing ready for my ingredients to go in it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start dicing my chicken while all this is happening. So let me get it off the stove and get it over here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to let you see what's going on over here on the range. We've got our onions and our celery sauteing up, and the butter. They're coming along really nice. Just keeping them moving. And our gravy back here. I need to add my salt and pepper to that. And that's just mixing in with the milk, just heating it up. It's looking good. And I'll just periodically keep this moving. And my vegetables, I'm gonna turn them down a little more. Really low. Okay. Okay, so I cooked 3 large chicken breasts. And I just put them in some salty water. Salted water, I should say. And just cooked it till it was tender. So now I'm gonna dice it up for my casserole. And I'm gonna spray my casserole dish. And you want this where you get a bite of chicken, but you don't want it really big. See, about like that. This was a pack of 3 boneless breasts. They were really good and thick breast. And this will be plenty for my 9x13 casserole dish. And again, on Easter, I'm going to have a spiral ham and this. This will give them a variety. This is a good weeknight casserole too. You can use a rotisserie chicken. You can use canned chicken, a good white breast canned chicken, drained real good. Put it in your casserole dish and then just put your gravy mixture over it and your topping. Doesn't have to be for a special occasion by any means. this is my son-in-law's favorite. Corey loves it. This is what he wants for his birthday meal. This with the green bean casserole and dirty rice. And of course, I make it for him. Can you even see me doing this? I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to put a little salt, pepper in here, just a little bit. Alright, my gravy's good and hot. Now, another thing that you can do, and I do this especially at Thanksgiving when I make this, I'll add boiled eggs to this and make like a giblet gravy. Just going to put this all on the top of this chicken. And David really likes that when I do that. He loves the eggs in it. I didn't have any boiled this afternoon, and I just didn't quite have that in me today. And I'm using all my soups today to be good and juicy. Okay. All right, so that's how that looks. All right, now we're ready to do our topping. All right, again, this is Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix. I added some toast because I didn't quite have a full bag of Pepperidge Farm. I'm going to add my butter and my onions and my celery. May not need all of it. used to doing it in this bowl, but I wanted you to be able to see it. I'm making quite the mess here. I'm going to switch this to another bowl because I'm going to make a mess. So just hold just tight just a second. Okay, I switched to my good old faithful stainless steel mixing bowl. And I am going to use all my onions. So that was a medium onion chopped and 2 stalks of celery and a stick of butter. And now I'm going to add half a can of cream of mushroom soup. I know I hate to waste half a can, but that's all you need. And if you don't particularly like cream of mushroom soup, cream of celery soup is really good in this too, but I did the cream of mushroom because I put celery, fresh celery in here. So I use the mushroom. You can't really taste it. It just gives it some texture. And I'm going to add a little broth. I guess I should measure it for you. That was about 1/4 of a cup of broth, just chicken broth. And you can use the broth that you boil your chicken in, but I let mine get dry because I was working on something else. It didn't burn, but I didn't have much broth left. If I were making pan dressing, I would add egg to this, but I'm not. So I don't want it to be cakey, like a cake. I want it to kind of crumble on top. Can you see this consistency? It's not stuck together, but it's by no means dry. It's good and moist. And that's what you want. You want it to be moist, but not real soupy. Add just a little more. So let's say maybe a 1/2 cup of broth. Okay, let me wipe this up. All right, now bring back our chicken. And we're just going to spoon this on top. Doesn't that look good? You can see the onions and the celery in there. Now I'm having children tonight for dinner. picky they're going to be. They're probably going to turn their noses up to this because it's got the celery and onions in it. But I'll just have to show them that you just peel it back and there's just chicken and gravy underneath. Okay. Now, the last ingredient I like to add is almonds. And I use the almond slivers. See? What this does is just give it a little bit of a crunch. Just as many as you want. You can use these or you can use the sliced ones. They're good too. But these just give it a little more of a crunch. Isn't that pretty? Now there was a whole stick of butter in this, so I'm not going to do much, but I want my almonds to have a little butter on them. I could have mixed them in, but I basically want them on top. They kind of brown up pretty. So I'm just squirting them a little bit with this butter. Okay. So there you go. Now, I'm going to bake this on 375 until it's golden brown. I'm going to start seeing it bubble around the edges, and then the topping is going to get brown. You don't want it to get too brown. You don't want it to get crusty and burnt. You still want it to be good and moist, but because you're going to have that crunch in it from those almonds. It's delicious. It's easy. It's a crowd pleaser. You can double this recipe and make it for a bigger crowd. You can make it your own. Add what you want. You might want to add pecans instead of almonds. You might want to leave off the celery and the onions, and just your family may not like that. You make it your own. This is your kitchen. This is cooking for your family. I'm just giving you some pointers. Again, this is part of my Easter menu, and but tonight I'm serving it to some friends that are coming over and the family. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you try it. Please share my videos. Comment. Let me know what you think. I enjoy doing this. I've been getting a lot of people asking me to start back because I had to stop for a little while. But hopefully I'm back, and I'll show you this tonight when I take it out of the oven. And you can see what it looks like. Okay? Hope you have a wonderful afternoon. I love you, and I'll see you next time.